on Zoom online. So very much welcome all of you here today. My name is Kathleen Vogel, and I'm interim director for the School for the Future of Innovation in Society. And I'd like to welcome to you to the school's 2021 Charter Awards. So again, thank you so much to all the faculty, staff, students, family, and friends who are here and online to support all of our wonderful awardees today. So just to tell you a little bit about how this program is going to work today, I'm going to give you a little overview and also give you a little background context also on what the Charter Awards actually are all about. So as many of you probably know, ASU has a charter, and it's meant to be an expression of the university's commitment and values. And it also, through this developed a new model for the new American university that aims to create an institution that's committed to excellence, access, and impact. The ASU Charter was adopted in 2014, and it's a blueprint for that transformation. And let me start out by reading you actually what the charter says. ASU is a comprehensive public research university measured not by whom it excludes, but by whom it includes and how they succeed. Advancing research and discovery of public value and assuming fundamental responsibility for the economic, social, cultural, and overall health of the communities it serves. Our school embodies that responsibility in many dimensions, especially in the Charter Awards that we're going to talk about today, which reflect the values embodied within the ASU Charter. We provide these awards to students in our school's degree programs, master's, PhD, and undergraduate students, and that embody and demonstrate the core ASU values of access, excellence, and impact within their studies, activities, and lives. In addition, we have recognized at the Charter Awards ceremony the outstanding graduate and outstanding undergraduate students in the school. The support for these awards and this event comes from the philanthropy that the school is engaged in, from our annual giving, special donations, special donors, Sun Devil Giving Day. And we really thank all of our donors for this support to make these awards and this event possible today. So just to give you a little bit of overview on how this is going to work today, we're pretty informal in this awards ceremony. Essentially, we have a handoff chain to the respective academic program chairs and other faculty who will actually introduce the awardees and give out the awards. And so without waiting any longer to start things off, I'd like to turn things over to Professor Heather Ross, who will announce our Outstanding Graduate Student Award.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vogel. And everybody, it's so nice to see you here today in 3 dimensions. And, no shade to those of you who are in 2 dimensions with us. We like you as well. I'm Dr. Heather Ross. I'm a professor here in the school and also in the Edson College of Nursing and Health Innovation. It is my absolute pleasure to present the Outstanding Graduate Award for this semester, especially because, and I don't know who might know this trivia, I am a previous recipient of an Outstanding Graduate Award in this school. So it gives me double pleasure to announce then that Melissa Smallwood is our Outstanding Graduate. Let me tell you just a bit about Melissa before we bring her up to receive this plaque. Melissa is in the Master of Science and Technology Policy program. She has been, I've had her in multiple classes, and she really just distinguished herself as truly outstanding, which brought her, we invited her to participate with us in a project with one of the national labs, and she did work that we asked her to do, really creative and weird work, which is the kind of thing that we do here in the School for the Future of Innovation in Society. That led her to her applied project that focused on using future scenarios, threat casting and backcasting to think about the future of policy related to long-haul COVID. Based on that work, and this hardly ever happens for master's students, she was actually offered a book deal based on her applied project. So, I mean, in every sense of the word, outstanding graduate student, Melissa Smallwood.
person.
That's true. Also true. So Melissa and my relationship has been an artifact of COVID. And this is the first time that she knows how short I am and I know how tall she is. So yeah, great. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you.
Okay. And with that, we'll, are we making more comments? Do you have things to say?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I just want to thank everyone here. It is so flattering to receive this award. I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience in SFIS. Like Dr. Ross said, pretty much all my experience has been doing it online. And honestly, I am fine with that. I really didn't, it really didn't detract from my experience. And actually, to some extent, it helped me conduct the project that I wanted to conduct, because the project that I did was a participatory design workshop that really was trying to focus on getting people who had survived COVID and are experiencing long-haul COVID symptoms to participate in this futures planning workshop and really bring their expertise and input into the project. And the people who ended up participating were from all areas of the United States. And I think that our shift to online really not only facilitated that, but made it natural for that to occur. And I'm actually excited to see what sorts of collaboration, increasing acceptance of virtual and online forms of communication might have in store for us in the future. But going back to SFIS, the thing that I really like about this program is the fact that it gives a home for all of the disparate, weird, interdisciplinary stuff that I have always wanted to do in my academic career, but there just wasn't a place for within the traditional disciplinary structure. So before I found out about SFIS, I was just trying to piece together a custom curriculum for myself, trying to approximate and not really being sure what I was trying to do, just gravitating towards stuff I found interesting. Then in May of 2019, I attended the SFIS annual conference, also here at the Mission Palms, and absolutely loved it. And was just like, this is the kind of work that I want to be doing. So I applied and I got in, and everybody has just been so on board for and supportive of the kind of work that I want to do. And also just for me as a person and an academic and somebody who's trying to solve the many, many problems in this world. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, so if you're interested in weird interdisciplinary work, we're here for you. And with that, I will invite up my colleague, Professor Lauren Keeler.
Hi, so nice to see you all in person. Yes, and in 2 dimensions as well. I don't want to discriminate, but it is so wonderful to all be here together. And yet I'm so appreciative for the power of Zoom, because I'm realizing the 2 students that I get to recognize now, I spent a lot of time with and never actually seen in person. Anyway, the first, and will remain that way because he's actually not with us. It's my pleasure to award the SFIS Outstanding Undergraduate Award to Nikhil Dave. I got to know Nikhil last year as a part of my Navigating Futures course, which he took asynchronously in order to juggle all of the things that he had on his plate at the time. And he isn't with us today because of that juggling. See, in addition to being an SFIS major and a neuroscience major, he is also the student member of the Arizona Board of Regents and has served in that position for the last 2 years. Additionally, at the onset of COVID-19, he was one of 4 student leads to create a university-wide COVID-19 PPE response network initiative that crowdsourced in 3D printers across the valley to create PPE for those in need and match them with care providers throughout Arizona. In addition, recently he led ASU's Luminosity Lab team to win the X Prize, the $1 million Next Gen Mask Challenge, an international innovation competition with over 900 teams competing across more than 50 countries. So he is certainly outstanding. Wish he were here today, but he is at an ABOR meeting. So anyway, congratulations, Nikhil. We're very proud of you. Next up, I am so happy and proud to be able to honor SFIS student Zuzana Skvarkova with our Charter Award this year. Zuzana joined SFIS at the beginning of last academic year because she felt this was a place that she could connect with like-minded people, much like the story that we just heard. Dave has always called us the island of misfit toys. She's been making an impression ever since she got here. After acing my Navigating Futures course, she worked with me as an undergraduate research assistant on my transformative partnerships and social value in business projects. She's also the president of Women in STEM organization at ASU and director of service for Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Society, as well as the founder and president of the nation's first disabled pre-medical student association. She's a passionate advocate for neurodiversity and is currently studying to take the MCATs in the spring, hoping to go to medical school. Congratulations, Zuzana, you are so deserving. Okay, and now, would you like to say something?
Sure. Are we we're allowed to say comments?
Yes, come on.
Okay, perfect. Wow, it's such an honor to be awarded this award tonight. I cannot even say it in enough words. 3 years ago, if I'm being completely transparent with all of you today, I was a college dropout with a huge disdain for education in general. I thought that it awarded the privileged and it didn't take into account actually in assessing intelligence whatsoever. But a year and a half ago, I stumbled upon ASU and their mission for inclusion and acceptance over exclusion and judgment. And I found the SFIS program, which I felt like accelerated all of those mission statements in towards actually looking towards the future and challenging so many of the social and any kind of form of injustices we see day to day. And from the onset of coming here and being part of this program, I've had a renewed love for education, academia, and I could not be more happy to be where I am here today. Everybody here has inspired me, not just students who have challenged me to think farther than I ever have, challenged me to be more compassionate than I ever have, but also professors like Lauren Keeler here, who treated me not just like an undergraduate, but like an actual professor. Eric Johnston here today that I also work with, who has also done the same. And thanks to Dr. Cook Deegan and Dr. Raheem Hussein, all of these people have been instrumental, as well as Dr. Wetmore, to my experience and my future in wherever I'm going. And I'm going to be honored, not just to have this award here today, but to be able to continue to represent the SFIS school wherever I go. Because I will always treasure this school as the first thing that made me realize that not everything is exclusionary based. There is a place for inclusion. There is a place for people to come together and share ideas and not be worried about being judged, but actually challenge any kind of standard that exists. And that's exactly what this school does. So thank you so much for awarding me this today.
Aren't our students awesome? It is my pleasure to welcome up here Professor Jamie Wetmore to do more honoring.
Yeah. Sure. I have an assistant today and somebody, public engagements is not something we've been practicing for a couple years. So I'm Jamie Wetmore. I am co-chair and co-chair of the undergrad program with Mary Jane Parmentier, Sophie. Co-chair of the undergrad program with Mary Jane Parmentier, as well as co-associate director of academic programs with Mary Jane. So we spent a lot of time together. The first person I'm excited to acknowledge here today is one of our other undergraduates, is Anini Preciado. Nini was nominated, I believe, by Clark Miller, who took time out from his sabbatical in order to nominate her, but wasn't able to be here today. So Clark's very sorry that he can't be here today, Nini. But he wanted me to let all of you know that Nini is an Sfis undergraduate from a place that I didn't know existed either. There's something south of Yuma in the state of Arizona, evidently. I had no idea. Does it have a name? Okay. Yeah, I had no idea there was anything down there. Okay. Spent a lot of time in engineering, trying to figure out whether that was the right fit or whether we might be the right fit. And we were very, very excited that she decided that Sfis would be a great fit for her. She spent a lot of time in engineering doing projects and community service program, as well as tackling grassroots challenges. Since joining Sfis, she's done a fantastic job in her core Sfis courses and is now an active participant in the undergrad research program, where she is currently working with Professor Miller on the design of a new course to explore what it will take to end America's addiction to carbon and solve climate change, as well as address issues of inequality and injustice in the transition. So Nini, please come up and congratulations. I think we have to smile for this guy.
Well, thank you so. Oh, sorry, I'm short. First, thank you all so much for being here today, and thank you to the selection committee for awarding this to me. Thank you so much to Dr. Miller for taking his time to nominate me. So I'm from San Luis, which not a lot of people know about. It's a very, very small border town just south of Yuma. And it's actually, I learned that it's the second poorest zip code in all of Arizona. Coming from there, I honestly just coming to university is just really exciting for me, and it's brought a lot of new challenges for me. My parents didn't go to college, so this is all it was all new to me, and everything was super overwhelming. For a really long time, I wanted to become a chemical engineer. My dream was to open a perfumery. It still is. And in 2019, I've told this story a couple times, but it's relevant to this award and how just all of this. Back in 2019, I got hit by a car, and the mental and physical damage that brought me caused me to have to leave the engineering school. And of course, that was super devastating for me. At that time, I was super lost, and I found Sfis through Dr. Celine Quiroga and Victoria Villalba, who are part of the College Assistance Migrant Program. It's a program that I'm a part of as a migrant student. And when I came to Sfis, I was just really delighted. I met Alicia, and she introduced me to a lot of faculty and staff, and I learned a lot about what it is to be an innovator and to think about the future. And it was also exciting for me. I knew that this was the place that I belonged. And so, it's really crazy that I'm getting an award. Just thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. I really appreciate this.
All right. I am lucky enough to get to introduce two people in a row. Our final undergraduate awardee is Chloe Holt, And Chloe, I was lucky enough to get to know Chloe both in class as well as working on a undergraduate research project. One of the nominees, I don't know if this is an engineer who wrote this or not. We just got a series of bullet points about you, Chloe. So I'm going to read them. We have overall great student, self-sufficient, hard worker, leader in class, good group process skills, analytical skills. She could be considered excellent. So having worked with her myself, I can attest to all of those things and say we did some really exciting work thinking about the broader implications of self-driving cars. So Chloe, please come up and let's congratulate you. Evidently, we're all going to be. You want to say a word? Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, Professor Wetmore. I would just like to say that I'm honored to have been nominated and to have been selected to receive this award. I decided to come to ASU because of Sfis, and I didn't know exactly what it was at the time, but I really wanted to find out. And so I'm really grateful to be a part of the school, and I'm grateful for all the support I've gotten from faculty and my fellow students. And I'm really excited to see what the next few years will bring. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thanks, Chloe. And I believe I get to introduce Kathleen Vogel as we move on to our master's students. Kathleen.
Well, I'm so excited to be able to announce the first Master's Charter Award for Excellence, and that's for Dina Carpenter-Graffy. I want to also pass along, so the chair of the Public Interest Technology degree program, of which Dina is a student, really wanted to be able to provide remarks for Dina today. Unfortunately, he's on travel, so he wasn't able to be here either on Zoom or in person. But he did pass along some remarks that he'd like for me to share with you just about how great Dina is and why she's such a worthy recipient of this Excellence Award. So Dina is the pioneer of the Master's in Public Interest Technology degree. She will be the first to graduate from ASU's Public Interest Technology degree program, which is in turn the first graduate program devoted to public interest technology in the 30+ university network. She has set a high bar with a video presentation, a 30-page paper applied project that surveys the state of public engagement on use of hydrogen as a domestic fuel. And that also includes over 30 pages of appendices. So she richly deserves this award for excellence. So let me just tell you a little bit of highlights just about this amazing project that she did for her degree. So Dina went to Northern England. She talked to people in the very places where hydrogen is being tested. And there were a lot of different things that posed challenges, and yet she persevered as part of her research work. So first, she needed to get Institutional Review Board approval for her project, which meant complying with the December 2020 UK Brexit revision of the General Data Protection Regulation, which I can only imagine was very challenging. And yet, again, she was able to overcome this very difficult regulatory issue that she needed to face to do her project. Also, secondly, another challenge that she faced early on, the UK government unit that she was working with doing the experiment had no mechanism to work with the student and no interest in trying. And yet again, she persevered to do her project. Professor Cook-Deegan also mentions that although there have been very many repetitive studies of what the public thinks of low carbon heating that have been done, but there's actually been almost no effort to actually gauge the public that would address switching costs, ease adoption, or placate the purveyors of natural gas by switching to hydrogen. And so again, Dina has done groundbreaking work in really trying to do public engagement for this project. And so in sum, just so many important findings through her project and really make her an exemplar of the Excellence Award, the Charter Excellence Award. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dina, I think, who has a few remarks to say. So congratulations, Dina.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. I am very honored to be nominated and chosen for this award, but I want to thank some specific people because I definitely would not have been able to get this far without having very specific support. It really took a village. So firstly, the faculty that I worked with, especially given the youth of the PIT program, there was a lot of complexity to figure out, online graduate school and a new program, and a lot of things that I was trying to process while I was working on it. So particularly Kat Michael, who's in the chat and wants to mention that I worked as a scribe for the Alan Turing Institute event, which Kathleen also introduced me to. It was those kinds of like that guidance and the introduction to opportunities like that that really helped me build into this experience that I could use in that applied project. I want to thank Dr. Cook-Deegan specifically as my project advisor, who was a very flexible and extremely valuable advisor in the face of someone who has never done a project of that scale before, and especially across the Atlantic, trying to work out IRB approval sort of last second. I've never done this kind of research before. I had to process it very quickly. And he was always there for my questions at weird times of night and about very specific topics. And then I do want to thank my family. I've been living at home over the course of COVID and taking this degree from my house. So my parents and the rest of my family, you know, my dad who picked up housework and bringing me dinner and things like that when I was working late at night. And then my mom, Elisa Graffy, who's a little bit my inspiration. She's very, very experienced in this field as a professor and professionally. She really drove me to follow in her footsteps and tackle topics like this at the intersection of technology and society. And she really set a standard of achievement that I was really striving to meet. I am still striving to meet that standard. Although I think being selected for this honor does tell me that I think I'm achieving a little bit of sort of what she set. So thank you again for the nomination and the selection for this. I'm really, really honored.
Great. Congratulations. All right, so next we're going to be moving on to the next Master's Charter Award from, we'll hear from Professor Raheem Hussein.
This is my first time doing it for SFI, so I have my script here. So hopefully it will go right. So when I was assigned to have the honor of introducing two students for the awards, I was kind of had a mixed feeling because I haven't met the first one, and I was kind of feeling odd. But then I feel like I'm not the only one, so I'm kind of at ease right now. So the first one is our Charter Award for Excellence. Is Shomari Williams. He's from Guyana, and he's a computer science graduate from University of Guyana. In 2020, he received the prestigious GRO scholarship to complete his master's degree in this university. Shomari's current research focuses on the improvement of the small business loan distribution system in Guyana through understanding the mental makeup of the entrepreneurs. And he definitely stood up when we were interacting through our online classes, through the ideas and thoughts when we are talking about these small-scale entrepreneurs and how to tackle those problems and challenges. In Shomari's own words, if I can quote him, Shomari is in love with the culture of knowledge dissemination at ASU. To say this degree has changed his life is an understatement. So Shomari, congratulations for this award, and if you can talk.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hussein. I would just like to say just a few words, and I wrote it down, so if I'm reading, if I look away from the camera because I'm reading. I wrote, to say that I am honored to receive this award would be an understatement. When I started this degree, I promised myself I would work as hard as I possibly could, although I knew nothing about SFIS or the degree program that I was getting myself into. This award is just a statement that my hard work is being recognized, and I'm very thankful for that. More than that, I am highly motivated to continue working hard and accomplish so much more in SFIS. So for those reasons and so many more, I have to say thank you to ASU and to SFIS. So thank you very much for honoring me as a student that is excellent.
Thank you again, Shomari. So the next one, I actually know her in person. I have the honor of teaching her in person, not just once, twice. So that's amazing in this age of COVID. And she's getting this Charter Award for Access and Impact. And I just needed to quote some of the lines of what we mean by access and impact. I was talking to Mary Jane about it, like, do we need to explain access, impact, excellence? But I think like we should at least talk about these things. One of the lines reads like this, that somebody who proactively contributes to a culture of inclusivity and acceptance. And when it comes to impact, like helping develop and implement innovative ways of connecting knowledge and understanding to broad and diverse audiences. So Rebecca Stuch is one of these persons. She is a returned Peace Corps volunteer serving in the Republic of Moldova from 2017 to 2019. She has an MBA in IT management and e-commerce, has worked in several industries, and established the nonprofit Austin Creative Reuse. She's currently in her second year of the GDD Master's Program and is a research assistant for the University Design Institute. Her research is focused on digital storytelling and the development of agency in the marginalized populations. And this is where I got so excited. No matter when I talked to her about her project, about her research and the future plans, I learned so much from her. So it's an absolute honor, Rebecca, for you to receive this award. So please, if you can come here to receive this. Thank you.
I am very honored to receive this. It was very unexpected, and I am very much enjoying my time at ASU. It's an amazing place, and the Global Technology and Development Program is exactly what I was looking for when I came back from the Peace Corps to further my knowledge about development. I wanted to thank the community members who for continuing to believe in ASU and donating on the Sun Devil Giving Day. It's really important for alumni and to continue to support this amazing university. I wanted to thank those who nominated me, and for those that are particularly involved in Solar Spell. And it's such an amazing initiative that's really taught me a lot and about what ASU is about. I wanted to thank my global technology and development professors. They're always very approachable and compassionate and genuine in their communications with me and with any of my fellow classmates. And I wanted to thank my fellow students, that they're just all so enthusiastically engaged in all of our conversations. It's been a long time since I've been able to speak with so many people with different backgrounds and viewpoints, and we learn from each other so much. I believe everyone has a right to education and that the community has an obligation to support access. And I hope that I will always be in service to continue to inspire bravery, compassion, and kindness. Thank you.
Now introducing our beloved, famous Professor Johnston.
I almost stood up too quickly. Congratulations to Sam Whitman. I thought about that joke earlier. This happens every year, but this year is going to be harder. Lauren, can I get help? You read this part, I'll do this part.
Congratulations, Sam Whitman, on being selected for the Fall 2021 Sfis Charter Award for PhD students for excellence. You were nominated for awards in all three categories of access, impact, and excellence. While there were compelling cases in each category, It was the first authored paper at CSCW, a major conference in the field, and the honorable mention at CHI, another major conference, for your research on labor and practices of chronic kidney disease patients and its implication on the design of healthcare services and technology design that earned you this recognition. The committee was also impressed with your collaboration with the Mayo Clinic on projects that examine civic information infrastructures and COVID risk perceptions.
Thank you very much. And if I could just get everyone's email, I'll mail you my comments, which are really eloquent and written out. But I want to just elaborate on two of the projects. Her first author work at CSCW, she actually brought together 8 different faculty members from the Mayo Clinic and ASU. The email is going to be amazing. That looks at sort of bodily experiences of illness and treatment of information work, the case of chronic kidney processes. If you've ever had chronic diseases or suffered from it, you understand that this is nearly a full-time job. And what her research did is it recognized the invisible and often painful labor that these patients with chronic kidney disease had to go through in order to learn what was happening with them, and then to communicate it with their doctors in order to co-create treatment plans for themselves and for their community. Now, her work is also important because it leads to the considerations for designs of technologies that will ease the burden of people with chronic disease. Now, next, I also want to highlight her proactive research in response to and during the pandemic. Her research explored how individuals use technology and personal networks to assess pandemic risk. Specifically digging into the field of crisis informatics, she interviewed 40 different participants with the team, and she found a couple of things. The biggest thing we're worried about is how COVID was going to delay our life trajectory. The second thing that she did is she realized that people weren't necessarily going to the experts on the news, but were creating experts within their own community and making sure that they continue to go back to those experts, Heather, exactly like you. Then what she also did is she realized how much informal work was being done by everyone because of what was happening here, and she made that informal work visible. So congratulations, Sam, on your excellent work. You want to rebuttal?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I get a picture of it? Thank you. I know. Thank you, Eric. I'm going to also read off a script because I'm getting a little emotional, so this might help me focus a little. So again, thank you so much. So I've been an ASU student for 7 years, earning my undergraduate, my master's, and now my PhD. And this has become a home, and especially Sfis, where my growth, my passions have been nurtured. And has led me to where I am today. And with that said, this award is an incredible honor. And so thank you. Thank you so much for this. But I really want to take my time up here to dedicate this award to my loving family, my incredible partner, my dear friends, my brilliant peers, and my inspiring mentors, both from ASU and outside of ASU, who have been unconditionally kind and supportive all of these years. I also want to share a special thanks to Dr. John Harlow, Dr. Eric Johnston, and Dr. Katie Pine, and so many other wonderful individuals, many in this room as well. And I really cannot thank you all enough for everything. And this is an incredible honor. Thank you so much.
Eleni is next. She's also amazing and wonderful and distinguished.
I can take off my mask, right? I'm 6 feet away. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Eric, very much. I'm kind of short, so it's not a bobbing head, is it? Okay. Thank you very much. So I'm incredibly honored to introduce, there we go, the Charter Award for Access to Farah, Najar, Arevalo. I got that right, Farah? So in Sfis, our motto is the future is for everyone. So which really underlines, in my opinion, the essence of what we mean by access. So Farah, a PhD student in the IGD program, which is the Innovation in Global Development, has been an exemplar grad student as a JEDI, which is the Justice, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion Representative in committees last year, in the spring at the school, he was part of the task force, as well as this semester. So the faculty members have continuously pointed out Farah's passion, her tenacity, the heart, the soul, the research she brings to the committee in her writings. She is active in the conversations, in events, in conversations, in all things equity related and justice. She has been tenacious in her approach, and she has both strategized, both formally and informally, as both the grad rep and in lending her voice and lending her presence and lending her writing. So Farah is also the representative of the SFIS graduate student to the ASU Graduate and Professional Students Association, also called GPSA, and she serves also on the International Students Affairs Committee. So she serves the grad rep in both these graduate student committees. In the IGD, we kind of study in the 21st century trends, such as growing urbanism and widening disparity and inequality, and intersectionality of this research is where Farah's research lies. And so Farah has become the kind of scholar who does the kind of scholarship we want. So it's not just focusing on the kind of research, it's becoming the kind of scholar and the researcher who really believes in what they do. So given both her scholarship and her activism, we really think that Farah is very deserving in of this award. So congratulations, Farah.
Thank you, Nalini, and thank you, IGD leadership, Dr. Netra Chetri, for this honor. I would also like to thank the SFI's leadership for giving me this honor. But I also want to acknowledge that the JEDI progress we've done so far is a collective and collaborative endeavor. So I want to name everybody who is part of this endeavor and has pushed me to where I am. So Dr. Kathleen Bogle has championed the initiative. Over the summer, we released a report that contained very uncomfortable description about how sometimes the future is not for everybody in our school. But Dr. Bogle has pushed and championed the initiative as well. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Chetri, who is the chair of the SFIS JEDI Task Force, and Dr. Jennifer Richter, who represents us in the College of Global Futures. I want to include postdoc scholar Sarah El Sayed for her collaborative presence, as well as the staff who is part of this initiative. I see Wendy, oh, there you are. Wendy Taylor and Dean Frias, I have not seen here, who are putting their work and effort. And also my peer, Salah Hamdoun. All of these people show up to the meetings that I inundate their inboxes for. They show up and they're putting volunteer work. So they are part of this endeavor. And I also want to acknowledge the previous task force, because the work we created together grounded the advancements we're doing now. So I have them here, Dr. Raheem Hussein, hi. Dr. Marta Burris and Dr. Bob Cook-Deegan, as well as doctoral candidate Nicole Mayberry. So the work that I'm doing on JEDI is pushing me to think and ask questions and we face a current reality with many challenges in terms of equity and justice. And I am asking how this question impact at times of great technological change, and especially in the area I want to focus on, which is smart cities. So I'm really thankful for the task force, the previous task force, and the current task force for all of your work and helping me be where I am. Thank you.
Don't forget that. Now we get to do the fun part. I am going to coordinate. Is Katina going to come on? No, just we're not able to do that. Oh, I thought I'll surprise you. Okay. So the next presenter would have been Professor Katina Michael, but she said that she will try to do it in parallel in the chat. So I think those of you who are watching can do that. Let's see. All right. Last but not the least is our PhD student, Dr. He will soon become Mr. Salah Hamdoun. And these are exactly Katina Michael's word that I'm reading. Mr. Salah Hamdoun, imagine Katina with an Asian face, much shorter and not as charismatic, but Mr. Salah Hamdoun has been a genuine force in the IGD program. Thoroughly deserving of this award, he has shown excellence, leadership, and care in his contribution to spearheading a special issue in the IEEE Technology and Society magazine, incorporating the voices of numerous students and faculty from ASU's School for the Future of Innovation and Society, or SFIS, and the School of Computing and Augmented Intelligence and Engineering in the Polytechnic School. This has been a truly interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary affair, leading to the special issue of public interest technology. Salah also assisted in this everyday duties as the administrator to the IEEE transaction on technology and society, which came out with 2 additional special issues in June and September of 2021 on related public interest technology themes. Salah was able to work together with IGD students at large who gained exposure to reviewing papers and the entire publication processes. So thank you so much, Salah, for giving your time and energy. You deserve this award very, very much. I also want to say that Salah has taken a couple of my classes, and I not only, I also want to add that he's currently the grad rep of SFIS, and he has been truly inclusive in trying to bring all of the students together. So I'm honored to say that I'm very, it's an honor to award this to you, Salah.
Written it down. Oh, that's perfect. Well, thank you so much. It's absolutely an honor. Thank you for your kind words, Katina. Thank you for your kind words, Dr. Chetri. I want to thank my family at home first and foremost. The truth is that there was very little I could have done without the support of my partner. Person I'm also leaving behind always is my son. So thank you first and foremost. What many don't know is that my initial application at the School of Sustainability was rejected. But as the Cartesian General Hannibal said, when he proposed to cross the elephants over the Alps to conquer Rome, I will either find a way or make one. And once I found my way into this school, I found a family, I found friends, and therefore giving back and doing service just feels very natural. I want to thank the leadership, Kathleen, Netra, Katina, as I mentioned, Mary Jane, Eusebio, the staff. It's just been excellent working with you, and it's just an honor to be here every day. Last but not least, I want to thank my peers for me, this award is more about you who have impacted me to allow me to do my work. And also the wonderful GSO team. I see some of them are here. We do it for the students, and we do it to make a community, to make this a nice and welcoming place. Lastly, I'm looking forward to seeing my peers shining on this stage, and I think standing here just means that my work is not done yet. So thank you so much, everyone.
So it's now my distinct honor to re-invite our director, Kathleen Vogel, to kind of complete the award process. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nalini. Well, let's give one final round of applause to all of our wonderful awardees today. Congratulations, everyone. So now the fun continues out in the courtyard. So through the double doors behind me, apologies for those of you online. We have some amazing food and beverage out in the courtyard for y'all. So please enjoy, continue the celebration. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the online folks as well.